Guys, Biggie's house finally turned a big chaos. Since the DRC came into the house, you know already that they are not up to something good. Okay, so let's begin with the Saturday night party. Everybody was prepping and all of that. Wani had a great time. Most of the housemates too, they had a great time at the party. So apparently, you know that the DRC, that's Dami, Ruthie, Chinwe, they've seen some of the people who don't like them for real in the house, and some people who have spoken about them. Somebody like Dami, people that nominated her the first week. You know that it has never happened in the history of Big Brother that somebody will be evicted the first week of the game. Do you understand? Okay, so that, by the way, the party finished. So OC, Dami, Chinwe, Ruthie, they were talking. And I think Dami was particular about the fact that she actually apologized to people after she yelled at the kitchen area. Remember when the pair were still in the house or in the game? She said she apologized, that she still find it kind of she find it surprising that why will people still gather to vote her out of the show? And I'd be like, I see, guys, let's look at it technically and intelligently. You see, this DRC, they did not only come because Biggie offered them whatever it is they offered for them to come spice things up in the show, right? But they came on the basis of what is still inside of them. Somebody like Dami, she's still holding that grudge that people voted her out of the show. Somebody like Ruthie, the tosa that the Wani and Handy gave her while she was walking out of Biggie's house. And then that of Chinwe too. You know, there's been this back and forth between Chinwe and Nelly. So all of this, I feel like they were part of the things that they wanted to settle, discuss, they wanted to settle. Take, for instance, the first day that the DRC came into the house, Chinwe and Nelly, they went head to head. Okay, so back to that OC, Dami, Ruthie, and Chinwe were having. So they were having a conversation, and then why will people still, nominate her after she has apologized? And then Ruthie had to clear the air that, see, I told my other pair that we should not nominate you. And then they were trying to, talk about that for some time, and I think Dami wasn't having it because her voice was already going up, and the other housemates were cooking at the dining area. They finished the party, they were preparing what they wanted to eat, and they were thinking that these guys are fighting themselves because of the tone of their voices, right? But it wasn't what they thought. And before you know, Dami said, anything will not they talk, make you not talk come out, make una speak. Then before you knew, tantrums from Dami went straight to all of the housemates. He said, we are here for conversation. We are not like you that you're fake with your connections, you fake sheeps, you fake this, you fake that. Then before you know, one of the Bbnaija twins also spoke about Ruthie, and that was where Ruthie caught fire. Let me just put it that way. That was where Ruthie caught fire. Guys, don't forget that Ruthie also has Wani in mind because of what happened at the show, right? During their eviction time. Do you remember? Okay, so as she spoke about that, OC was even the one telling Ruthie that I overheard you in the morning when you were talking about the fact that Wani, what happened, you and Wani, that was when you were evicted, that guys, this thing is over 3 weeks. You ought to have dead this thing. And then that was when Ruthie come out, who are you to tell me what to and what not to say? And that was how they pounced on the Bbnaija, that they are big for fools. Fools are 40, that they are only riding on their grandfathers. That's the Bbnaija, that if they have name, why would they even think of coming on the show? That who are they? All manner of provocative stuff. Guys, before I move to the other part of the story here, you see, it went so bad. It went so hot and crazy to the extent that, what's her name? Ruthie threw the snooker stick. He threw it at one of the Bbnaijas. Dami was pushing. They were ready. And then before we know what was happening, Chinwe also inserted herself in the fight. And then they started coming for Wani. Then before you know, Dami started pushing Wani continuously. So they tried a whole lot. There was one point that Ruthie even came to Nelly's front because they were talking. Okay, Osi was telling Ruthie that you are just saying people, these people that mention the names of the housemate that said one or two about you. And then she came straight to the dining area, because at some point Osi went back to the dining area to eat and said, I'm talking to you, Wani. I'm talking to you, what's the name of Nelly. At that point, Nelly wanted to stand up, but because of the kind of look Suj gave her, she sat down. And then Wani too said one or two while she was seated, right? Wani too said one or two while she was seated. But then they tried so much to pinch the housemate, to get under the skin of the housemate. Because Ruthie also already said it when they came into the house, that she will continue to poke Wani or get until she gets reaction and what of you. So not only that, in all of this fight, I think Onyeka was already tipsy because she went inside their room, and then Wani was giving her the gist of the whole thing that happened, and one way or the other, Onyeka too started responding to Chinwe, Dami, and Ruthie. In fact, she said to Dami, 1 week, go sit down. 1 week. That is, you're already evicted at week 1. So why will I even be finding highlights with you? Abuse Chinwe that you're fake yansh. If you did not wanted bots for yourself, you not go and acquire bots just to look like me. Spoke to Ruthie. They said all manner of things. But guys, yes, I know that some of this housemates, they didn't really, how do I put it now, they weren't given so much highlights, so to speak, because I said in my previous video that they were walking on eggshells. They don't want to provoke each other, they don't want to fight, they only speak beneath the ground and all of this. Before I go back into that, in all of this chaos and what have you, Victoria, Cassia, Kelly, none of them said anything. In fact, Cassia and Victoria, they were even laughing. Yes, in as much that the remaining housemates that are still in the game, they are not really doing so much, bringing highlights and what of you. Yes, this DRC, Dami, Ruthie, Chinwe, coming to the house to come spice things up. Yes, I know that they are there to, cause 1 or 2 gbas, but then, guys, this is too extreme. Honestly, this is too extreme. And see, for me, there's no point to fight somebody who stands nothing, as in he or she does not have anything to lose. I'm telling you, you don't fight with a loser, because as a person that has 1 or 2 for yourself going for you, you don't want to fight with somebody that has nothing to lose. Let's take for instance, because it was really provoking. The DRC, they try, especially for Dami and Ruthie, they tried so much to crawl under the skin of the Mbadues to get reaction from them, because it would have went brutal. And let's take for instance, if one of the Mbadues had reacted, you know what would have? It would have been something else. In fact, I think after the Saturday pool party, at some point they had to clear the Big Brother people. They had to clear the cutlery, that's the knife in particular, out of the house, because anything can happen. So guys, this is crazy. Longer game per se. Yes, I know that in Big Brother's house, there is a rule against being provoking your fellow housemate, conspiring, and other rules like that. But this, pushing Wani more than 4 times, pushing her multiple times to get reaction from her, Ruthie throwing the snooker stick at one of the Mbadues, and then flinging her hair on Onyeka's face just to get a reaction. That is so pathetic and disgusting and even irritating of the entire Big Brother production. Because yes, you guys call them to come play a script or act script. Yes, they are doing it, and we see, 1 or 2 tantrums, fights, chaos, and all of that rather. But coming to push people, if one of the guys had reacted, you think what we are saying is what we'll be saying? No, it will have been something else. In fact, they would have posted we are on break, or there's something in transmission, we will come back shortly. You know that thing they post when there is a technical issue or technical glitch? That's what they would have posted. You see, I did not find any sense in this. I am telling you, I do not find any sense in this. And this is when the 3 housemates, that's the evicted housemates that are in the house, that's the Dami, Ruthie, and Chinwe, they now come out of theirs and start forming repentance and start apologizing. People, we are sorry that what happened. And see, I feel like they don't have sense, because if they actually do, I don't think a prospective brand would want to work with somebody like Ruthie, for instance. Do you know Ruthie's story? Do you know what entails the girl's story? Let's take, for instance, somebody using all of our ordeals, all of the things she's gone through in life, somebody using it to abuse her, to rubbish her. Don't you think she'll fall into depression for life? Think that most of these guys, that's the DRC guys, they didn't think it well. I mean, yes, they might get paid and whatever, because I know they won't do that for free. But the aftermath, if somebody continues to troll you forever, because if you hear the story of how Ruthie gave birth to a child, to a female child, you guys will be sorry for her. And things like this can lead people to depression. So you coming to act like that on a show, you want people to be empathetic, you want people to treat you well, people to be kind because of your story. But come on, you are not reciprocating the same energy. It's just a crazy thing. But anyways, let's see what happens if Biggie is actually going to address this, because guys, you know that the DRC, they have nothing to lose because they are already evicted. Their pictures are posted on the wall of the house already. So they are just there to do the message that they've been sent to come and deliver to the housemates, which they've gone overboard. So let's see what happens. So guys, that's that. I'll bring you more highlights, especially the eviction that's going to be taking place, which is the 9th edition on Big Brother Bbnaija. #NoLoseGuard. Bye.
Calling you up to get down.